Yeah, so today was an important day for the National Office in New Zealand to Te Akakoroa because we welcomed our new kaumatua, Ron Baker, to our organisation. We currently have Moi Mill, who's been here for a number of years. Ron is the sort of Tāne perspective. So today in the college we engaged in a process called whakatau. It's less formal than a pōwhiri on a marae, and a whakatau can occur in different spaces, and in this instance it's occurred in our college office in Wellington in Chews Lane. As part of the host or mana whenua, we then welcomed Ron into our organisation. What this involved, starting off with incantation, sometimes they refer to karakia or even waiata. Tui ai roto, tui ai waho, tui, tui, tui a. Often from important words from our ancestors. Then there's often an acknowledgement of a range of issues. Generally it's within the Māori world, so the gods, the various atua, then often would acknowledge the land, Papatunuku and the rangi, Sky Father, but would also acknowledge the importance of the haukainga or the mana whenua of the place that you're in. Tuatahi, ki te mihi ahau, ki te atua, te kaihanga o te rangi ni te whenua. Ko ia nei, te timatanga. Even if they're not actively involved in the process, it would be common practice to then acknowledge the haukainga. And then it's not an uncommon place to also reflect on those that have passed on, and in this instance there was an acknowledgement of Arama Piraka, who was the first kaumatua that was in the college, and then there's an acknowledgement of those that are there on the day, and we were pleased that the President and CEO were able to attend, and other college staff for this important occasion. Manawa mai e te pūtanga o Matariki. Manawa mai e te araki o te rangi. Manawa mai e te mātahi o te tau. Whano, haramai te toke, haumi e ki. And then there's often a comment on what the role is. Then it's often finished, usually a closing waiata, which we did today, and then it's then handed over to the manuhiri to then respond.
Te tukanu ki nei te tangata ki tō tātou kaihanga, whakatau pai ona nei manakitanga ki rungi a mātou katoa, hui mai ki ro tēnei tō tātou nei pare tēnei rā. Reira, hara mai whakatau mai hui e tāe ki e. Anō ka kiti atu ki waho nei. Ko patapata mai hoki nā ua hoki mai nā tipuna, rātau e tangi atu ki nei mō rātau ku wehata ki tō tārai. Tēnei anō hoki nei tautanga nā mihata ki rātau ku wehata ki a tātou. Rātau hairane ki tura taha tai atu ki te kainga tutu i a tātou. Koutou, ko nōhea, ko e he koutou nā mata pene ana mihata ki a koutou, haere koutou, haere koutou, haere koutou. Hoki atu nā.
And Ron responded accordingly with a similar process followed by a waiata.
A te manu, re re runga, re re raro e. And it's about a tangi. Who will stand on the marae when you are gone? We won't know, but time will tell us. Because as I sit here in my house, listening to those birds flying around, carrying your waiguru home. Kei roto ki nei, te rāhua tangi ki waho, na tangi o rata, na reima toha rata, e kawi atu nā mua, na wairua ki ngā tipuna, koutou ki a koutou, tātou ki a tātou, tūkaha mai te o tūro nei, tēnā koutou, tēnā tātou, katau mai ki rā. Kei tara, kauri.
In this instance, we were able to have our New Zealand National Chair speak on behalf of the committee.
Te maunga, Ko Otari te awa, ko Raukawa te moana, no Ponaki ahau, ko Pakiha te iwi, ko James Stefano, ko Susanna Every Palmer ahau, no Reira, tēnā koutou, tēnā koutou, tēnā koutou katoa. And there have been many rangatira who have come before you, so we've had the wonderful Arama, Wikilin and now welcoming you as our kaumatua to work in partnership with Moi in what's actually a very special time, I think, for Aotearoa and the college as well, because as Mark has talked about, we have just celebrated as a nation our first Matariki national holiday, and that felt pretty special, didn't it, last weekend? That there was the message going out to people that this was not just a day off, this was just not another long weekend, but this was something special for Aotearoa, not just in recognising our past, but in thinking about our future. And
That's the one, yeah.
this month we've had the Pai Ora bill pass in Parliament, and in this next month we're going to have the new Health New Zealand and most importantly the Māori Health Authority too, as this new organisation to lead into the future for better, with a mandate for better equity for health for all New Zealanders and particularly for Māori.
So at the beginning everything is more tapu or sacred. It's not really sacred, but it's the cultural way of doing things that you need to do this process first. Kia ora tātou. Party,
Yeah.
elbow, fist pump,
That,
kaure, kaure.
what have you got some indigenous?
Then it's always finished with a coming together involving kai. It doesn't have to be a lot of food. At the beginning everything is more tapu or sacred, and then it's completed with the coming together for food, which then makes it noa, common, safe.